Have a seat, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is like a funny moment because you were my first boss and I was Ben's first boss.
It's domino, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I leave you for a second?
Well, for the audience, you started in management when you were 12, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's true. Yes. So, this session looks at Belgium's digital radio journey and how collaboration, regulation, and coordinated communication have driven progress across both parts of this country. We'll explore what has enabled that process and, importantly, what comes next. So I'm interviewing both Eric and Michael, because you're doing the talking and I will do the clicking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Michael, I'd like to start with you, because something happened just the other day. New audience figures in Flanders were released earlier this week. And what do they show? And what does this mean for listening behavior?
Well, I don't know if in the next break there will be champagne, but I think we have a reason to celebrate, because in the northern part of Belgium, we reached the 50% bar of digital radio listening. So we're at 54% now listens to digital radio. So
that's a milestone.
That's a good smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
let's show it. Let's show the numbers.
Yeah, you see it throughout the years. This is like so we used to do the research. This is done commissioned by the Flemish government, a study. In the beginning we did it every year, but then we decided to do it each 2 years because that's more relevant. And you see it going up. So that's good news for listeners. That's good news for all of us. Besides this 54%, also 30% of the people in the northern part of Belgium listen only to digital radio. So so that's also an increase.
Okay.
And what is also important is that we used to generate the growth in numbers on the 18 to 54-year-olds, but now we see a big increase in the 65-year-olds. So that's very good that the adaptation of digital radio and DAB+ is throughout the whole community.
Yeah, I know. We've been through all those figures very much in detail, and it was really sad to see that they didn't went along in the past. So we
finally
we
have them.
Succeeded in that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So we're seeing a behavioral shift here, and digital listening becoming part of everyday's life. And within that digital mix, DAB+ continues, because I can see it grows within DAB. It's still here in the Netherlands. That's different, huh? There's IP bigger than DAB, but here, what happened here?
Yeah, we go from 30 to 32% on DAB.
Yeah.
Of course, IP grows as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very happy, because it's also the translation of the investments that the radio broadcasters do, or what we do in the collaboration within Digital Radio Flanders with VRT and Mediahuis. So we do a lot of promotion on digital radio and DAB, and it's very satisfying to see that these numbers are there. It's also nice to see, you can see in the little round that Flanders of Belgium is really like a radio nation. It's 3 hours and 7 minutes average
I think I know
per day.
why. Have you ever tried to drive here? There's traffic jam all the time, so you can't get out of your car. So you need to listen.
It's a strategy.
Oh, yeah. That's the strategy.
That's also collaboration with the government.
So Eric, while the latest numbers of Flanders were published, that was this week, most recent figures of the French-speaking part of Belgium came from earlier this year. And they're one click away, but what do those figures tell us?
Well, first of all, that I'm jealous of those figures, because they are better than ours, but we are in the same move. I mean, we can see that the trend is really the same, even if there is a slight difference. And since the beginning, by the way, it always has a little difference between north and south. But there is also an explanation. The attractivity of DAB+ in Vlaanderen is really huge, and they did a lot of DAB+ only channel, really well done, which attract a lot of people. But
shall I click?
Yeah.
Yes.
you're at home. This is not mine, but
Is this still Flanders?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was in 2 clicks away.
Here we are.
This is
Yes,
This is it.
So for us, and it was in 2024, it's 49%
Yep.
of digital, of the volume of radio listening, which is digital, and you can see that DAB Plus is the leading technology also. So we are in the same trend.
And a lot of traffic jams in the south as well.
Yeah, as well.
3 hours and
Yeah,
18 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also think because this was measured in 24, it will be February when you have your new figures.
The field is now.
Yeah.
So probably we will be also.
I am sure. We can bet.
Yeah.
Put money on it.
Okay.
See who wins, or a beer or something.
Money.
So money, all right, it is. So we see the rhythm is nearly the same. So there's a little difference, but that has to do with Ipsos and the measurement dates, I think. But one of the distinctive strengths of Belgium's approach is that public and commercial broadcasters across both language regions work together. And so this is to both of you. Looking at the initiatives you've done together, including the recent joint retailer activation campaign, what made that collaboration work in practice? Because it's not easy to make everybody collaborate. And how did you maintain to get one clear message to listeners across both parts of the countries?
Well, the good thing is that both in the north and in the south, we have a collaboration between both public and private broadcasters. That's important. Belgium is a very small country, so we really need to collaborate both on these sides. And then we create a collaboration between north and south. There's always a language barrier, but we try doing that. And the idea about that collaboration is that we compete on content, but collaborate on technology, on policy, and these kind of things. And one of the things you mentioned is the retail collaboration. So every year we have the week of digital radio. And then we go into stores like Mediamarkt and Krevel and these kind of stores. And what happens there is that we launch big competitions. Like, for instance, what we did was if you buy a digital radio within that period, you get a chance to win tickets for concerts and these kind of things. And we recently got the numbers, and it was very successful. Like, for instance, at Krevel, there was like a 12% increase of sales.
Oh, wonderful.
But the Mediamarkt had 57%, and that's quite a big retailer. And even on their website, it was 211%. So this is like a real interesting way of bringing our audio business into the retail point where it needs to happen.
Yeah. How did you perceive that in your part of the country?
Yeah, the same as Michael said, and I think that for that operation, there was a key factor. It's to come together, north and south, because those retailers won't do a special operation in the north and not in the south.
No, I think that's important.
You come backed up by all the broadcasters, which is really important also for them, because you have the same message, a communication plan which is huge.
Yep.
It was almost 70 spots during 2 weeks on all the radios, north and south. So for those retailers, it's really important, and it shows also the importance for us to sell receivers and to promote that a lot.
Yeah, I think there you nail it, because we've seen that it's under pressure. Selling radios is not just something we all can just take for granted. We really need to push it. So these marketing efforts are so essential. And if you don't do it, sales are dropping. And so I think it's wonderful how you organized it, that everyone is working together. So all radio stations, but also all retailers and manufacturers included. Very good inspirations.
Not in bakeries yet, but that's the next step.
Well, that is an inspiration too, isn't it? Yeah, it's lovely done. Lovely done. So let me see and talk about regulation, because there has been regulation in both parts. And what role has regulation played in supporting the digital transition in first Flanders?
Yeah, it's important, of course, because basically there's decided how it will happen and when it will happen. So we have constant communication with the regional minister and the team about implementing digital radio and about what will be the cutoff date of traditional FM radio. So
Really?
those are constant talks that we have. Things that happen there on a European level is, of course, the introduction or the how to say that?
EECC?
Yeah, the all Europe implementation, that's the right word, thank you. The implementation of digital radio in cars, DAB in cars, so that was, of course, a big leap forward. But then also on regional level, every radio that is sold in Belgium needs to have a digital component. And that is important as well, because thanks to that policy, we can take steps as well to reach these numbers that we've just presented.
Yeah, so the retailer have that in store, Eric.
Yeah, they do. But just to add something, it's really important to be backed up by the government. Of course, politically, but also financially, because it helps and it shows also the real interest in that digital transition. For the government, it's also key, and we have that luck, north and south, to be really backed up by the government with a strong belief in digital radio.
Yes.
For instance, the research is also funded by the government. So that's a real partnership with them. And together with them, we also include local radio, which is quite important in Belgium as well. So there, thanks to the policy and the investments made by the government, they can enter the digital world with DAB+ as well. So that's why this is like essential in everything we do.
Is that the same in the French-speaking part?
Yeah, totally the same. And our two organizations, DRV and Maradio.be, are working, of course, with the help of the biggest broadcasters, but to help also the little ones. And that's our mission. There is a kind of solidarity that we developed since years, of course, with the benefit for the biggest broadcasters, but also to take us with us the smallest one.
Yeah. Well, I think this also touches a very important point, because if you aim for switch over that it's all digital in the future, the whole ecosystem needs to come, local, regional, national. So that's done. But so on marketing, Eric, I know that you have done retail activation, and you've been very good at it. So I'd like to know, what did that do for the device uptake? What happened? What was it that you did?
Well, as we said, for the retailers, selling receivers are not so strategic for them today. No. And we can see, we did that with Nicolas, we can see that the commercial teams in store are young people. They don't know really radio or the technology, and so we have to help them. We have to help them to have the good message, to understand what they're supposed to do in store when someone is coming and asking, I want to buy a new radio receiver. Mm-hmm. And there you have to have those teams ready to give answers. And to take the listeners by the hand and say, look, this is the DAB+ receiver, this is the future, buy that one.
So you trained them.
Yeah. And it's key.
And I know in Germany they did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, as you can see, we had ambassadors within the stores coaching the sales teams, but also be there for any person asking for questions, and then put visibility also within the stores to so that the DAB+ logo is well seen, and so that people have that in mind.
Yeah.
It takes time, but it's key.
Yes, it all adds up. That it's the regulation, and it's the inspiration and the training that you give and the commercials that you do. So looking ahead, as digital listening reaches or approaches a tipping point, what's the next priority to sustain momentum and involve the broadcasters?
Besides opening that bottle of champagne,
Yes.
It's about the adaptation, the further adaptation of digital radio, of DAB+. So in 2 years, we hope those numbers kept on growing in the same way. That is, of course,
marketing?
important. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of marketing.
Super.
Without, of course, we can't forget that at this point, 46% is, of course, still listening through FM. So we have to use the FM network to bring people to the digital network. That's the strategy, and that's what we need to do. And then step by step, we can phase out the traditional radio network. I think also focusing on the older demographics, I think we're very happy, and especially also VRT, because they have some older skewed radio stations that we see the uptake of digital radio for the older generation as well. I think that is important, because if we have a cutoff moment here in Belgium, it's important that we don't forget anyone, like from the social classes or when it comes to ages. So that's why it's also an important step that the 65 plus people are also embracing this technology.
Yeah. So that's digital-only stations. You already mentioned it, that Flanders is doing a good job. And for you, for the French-speaking part, because we're overrunning a bit.
For me, optimize the coverage of DAB+ within the country, and especially indoor penetration.
Yes.
Is really one key for the future and the success. Give, as Flanders do, special value to DAB+ only programs, attractivity for the listeners, and they are really doing that. I think that in the last figures, the DAB+ only, all the program represent 13.5% of the total audience, which is really high. In the French-speaking part, it's 4%. So we have also to do
something to gain.
There.
Yeah.
Develop huge on-air and off-air campaign, really important.
That's
and get the endorsement on those 3 points from the broadcasters, because without them, at the end, the message won't be strong enough.
Yeah, it could be on air every time in a speaker of a DJ. It doesn't even have to be a commercial, but it's just something that belongs to your station.
Yeah.
So, closing question. If another country asked you one lesson from Belgium's DAB+ journey, very briefly, what would it be?
I think the collaboration between public and private broadcasters, and then also across the country with South, like doing these kind of things. Like Belgium is a difficult country, so if you want to go into retail, you have to do that together, and I think that is key to the success, and I think we have to continue on that route.
Okay, and you?
Yeah, the same. We create that special world co-petition. Collaboration on the broadcast and competition on the content, which is really key. Talk together, do it together. Otherwise, it would take so long. So that's the Belgian
co-opetition.
Yeah, co-opetition.
Co-opetition. That's the way to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Both of you gentlemen. And we were going to drink.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.